Hello, friends. We're here. We're back. Desperate gambling. What's new? Not much for us. What you should know about today is that Roll20's like Camp Roll20 thing has started, and
Lights.
oh, I thought you were gonna say something, Dave. But...
No, it's dynamic lights. That's
Oh, okay, dynamic lights, yes. So dynamic lighting is currently, yes, free for everyone for the next little while, and you should check it out in your various games if you're a Roll20 user and you're thinking, you know, it'd be great if I could make my dungeons dark. You can make the darkest of dungeons now with dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
Well, and then you can illuminate them. It's a whole thing, you know. But yeah,
it's one of those annoying features. Like I probably shouldn't have phrased it that way. But it's one of those things.
It's one of those features that requires a gentle yet firm hand in execution.
I was going to say it's one of those ones where once you've tried it out, it's really hard to
go back. Yeah.
Yeah, like with the free stuff, you're probably going to get sucked in. So prepare to start being a subscription.
Prepare your wallet. Dynamic lighting is great. And it super helps for like messing around with fog of war, invisibility. It just like my god, it's night and day when it comes to like running dungeons and doing stuff on the actual like tabletop. It's super useful, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, I think that was our announcement for today, was that dynamic lighting is currently free and you should check it out. Was there anything else that I missed, Dave? You're kind of the adjudicator of announcements.
Aki was going to say something.
Oh, yeah. Aki.
We want to inform people that we don't have captions today.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a thing with Google Meets where they, like recently, right after I adopted using them for my captioning, decided to change their free meetings. So their free meetings only last an hour, which means that during our show we'd have to re-up it like 3 or 4 times, and it's very fiddly and very annoying. By next week, I'm hoping to have like purchased a like Google Meets sub so that we can have like as long a meeting as we want, and it'll be back. But for this session, we'll be down captions, and sorry about that, you know. Where it's not intentional. It is the company that we were using screwing us by changing everything on a dime. So there you go.
More like Poogle.
Whoa!
I mean,
Dave.
They do that on a regular basis with all of their products. So.
Yeah. Speaking of things changing, just like randomly in the random rambling that we do at the beginning of these shows. Speaking of things changing, I went to go pay my phone bill today, and they took away the option to do direct debit deposit, like without any warning. And you know what I don't have and have never had? A credit card. I've never once been in debt for any reason.
Oh.
So I was like, guess I can't pay my phone bill. You know? So that's a thing I'll have to figure out today.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they just like changed the only way that I could pay my phone bill, which is so fun. Just great. But how's everybody else doing? What's new, friends? How's it going?
I'm going to see Black Widow tonight.
Yeah, people keep talking about it now. I want to go and see it. Girl.
I'm really excited. It's the first time I'm doing like a group outing to the movie theater. So I'm equal parts nervous and excited about it because, you know, public space that's enclosed with lots of people.
Yeah.
It's been a hot second since that has happened. But this is also probably the most social I've been. Like, I went to a July 4th barbecue and like fight practice for LARP, and what else did I do? Move like watch party, like a very tiny watch party with some friends. Like there was a lot of stuff this week.
Aki is becoming social once again.
Yeah, it's
from the cocoon,
weird to be back into the wild. like a butterfly. Went day drinking yesterday.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought that sentence was like a butterfly with day drinking, and then that was
I
gonna be
mean,
the end of it.
yes.
Hardcore.
Also that.
she says.
They say.
Oh, they say, yeah.
They say as they take a nice sip of their craft beer. Yes.
Craft beer.
I've got to ask.
I only
Aki,
have Pepsi.
What kind of fighting style do you use? What weapons do you use? It's important to know.
So my LARP character only wields short weapons. That's anything below 20 inches. In my LARP, I know that the other LARPs that requirement can differ.
It's case by case, rule by rule.
It's case by case. But my character is not actually a fighter. Like, they have a proficiency with short weapons, so they can wield weapon if they need to. But I like to joke that if you have gotten close enough to my character that my character can stab you, my character is already dying.
He probably
because
did.
I have no hit points. I am an econ tank all the way. Like, I will have wards and protection, but I will probably never fight. However, for NPCing, I do a lot of dual wielding. Every now and again, we only get to hold one sword, but like, basically, I just wield whatever they tell me that that particular NPC creature has, and I just go for it.
Does your LARP do like the claw buffers, where they're like, if the thing has like claws or like hands, like zombies or something, that you have like little short sword style buffers to like represent that? Or
we all use sword buffers. There are no like short buffers. I think that's mostly because a lot of who we're fighting, most of them don't do short weapons unless they're like assassin types and can get behind you and stealth and stuff like that. Because otherwise, fighting with a short weapon is like, ugh. But yeah,
in the system, I was gonna say, in the system that I play, like the little short swords are they're just like red taped buffers that are like represent natural weapons or whatever. Like if you're fighting like a wildcat or a zombie or a whatever. That's the fun. Hell. Yeah.
We do an exercise every now and then at fighter practice called Zombies Always Win, where like we basically just keep respawning until we've killed all of the PCs and everyone is a zombie. But I had my zombie had something called Berserk, which is like after you've been knocked down all of your hit points, you can basically revive and hit for stronger because you've gone Berserk. And it was the best thing ever. It was something that I got to keep the entire time we were doing it. So every time they'd knock me down, I would just, get back up and just like start swinging. It was fun. It was very, very fun. It was hard on my back because you like, when you die, you like go down to signify I'm down. And then you have to stand back up. And I was like, there are a lot of squats happening here that I am not conditioned for. I am out of shape.
Exercise, going on.
This is pretty intense.
We see Aki's top half, and like down there are some like legs, like absolute legs.
Your knees.
Squat power.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had to buy. I don't know if any of y'all in chat knows, but I am ye oldie, and so I must. Every like there for about 2 days after fight practice every week, I have to wear knee braces because. Like my legs are just sort of like, I don't know why you thought you were still young enough to get away with doing that stuff. Like, we're not in shape. Like, that's not how we work anymore. So
I'm gonna tell you one zombie story that I have from LARP, Aki, just related to that. There was one game where we went to like a different site and like to signify that like everybody was going on a trip to a different place in like the world, quote unquote. And this place was called Necris, and it was bad. And it was like the place of it's a place of undead, and like all undead things are there. Like it's just like a corrupted land. And so to represent that, I was NPCing on the weekend, so it was like a whole weekend of me being monsters and stuff. But to represent that, our GM said, "What I want you to do, you're gonna take these buffers and you take these two other people." And I just want you to keep respawning when you die. Just shamble in, zombie around, and then die, and then walk back, and then come back out, and just do it all weekend, basically.
Ad infinitum.
It was like 8 hours, I swear to God. It was like 8 hours of me just like slowly wearing down PC resources by them getting annoyed by the fact we kept coming back. Like, we were not playing anything strong or like even that big of a deal, but like the characters, the player characters, like couldn't sit on a bench and relax because we would like show up, or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like
zombies always win.
I was so tired by the end of it. My God, it was like 24 hours.
I mean, after only 40 minutes of this, I was just like, no. But yeah, it's like the only exercise I get really during the week, and I always have such a fun time. And there's nothing better than the shower you take after
that's true.
Any of that kind of activity. So, but yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Yeah. How about you, Quinn? What's new?
I've just been like, June was really busy. I was like doing lots of like stuff for Pride. And now I'm just training for Fortnite. I've just been playing lots of games.
Training implies that there's an event coming up.
Yes, there's something coming out. Something special. Yeah, on Monday, I'm going to be on the front page of Twitch playing Fortnite, and I'm excited about that. So I'm hoping that I can do good.
Get some sweet Victoria Royals.
Get some winner chicken dinners.
Get a victory royale. But other than that, yeah, like my brain got pretty much fried like during Pride Month. I was like busy. I was busy every single day. Like team no days off. I was doing something. So July has been really relaxing for me, aside from the thing that I'm doing on Monday, which is still relaxing.
Do you know what time on Monday you're going to be on the front page so that people can like come check you out and stuff?
Oh, yeah. That'll be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. 6 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. PT for those of you on the West Coast.
Yeah. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be on the front page of Twitch playing some Fortnite. And I'm really good at building. I don't have a good aim or anything like that. But,
you got the structural integrity down though.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I've never played a single minute of Fortnite, so I don't know how that goes, but I highly endorse checking out Quin's stream. Definitely do it.
And I have a Kylo Ren skin. That's my
Okay, all right. You've convinced me. Yeah. No, it's definitely good.
I only play with Kylo Ren. So it's my lucky skin.
The last time I played Fortnite, it was still a wave defense.
Oh yeah,
like base defense with traps thing.
Like Save the World.
Yeah.
Yeah, Save the World.
Yeah, that's what it started
it's now
as.
called Save the World. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, hey, here's a fun mode we've made, and then it was the thing.
Listen, you just turn everything into a battle royale, and eventually you get success with it. That's the gaming motto. Just make a battle royale.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play.
Turn everything into a battle royale.
The phone-only Final Fantasy
there's like
Soldier BR,
which
apparently is going to have lore in it, and I'm very upset that I will play it because of that.
Yeah, I mean, the gaming industry goes through phases of make everything an X. Like Bud Prince in chat says, it used to be make everything a MOBA. Do you guys remember Lord of the Rings MOBA? Because I do. Yeah. It was terrible. There was also DC Universe MOBA. There was there's everything. There's like a MOBA for every game. I swear, for every genre. I played a lot of bad MOBAs. Yeah, cool. All right, 6 Eastern. Check out Quin's stream on front page. I'm very hyped for you.
Thank you. I'm really nervous. Thank you.
You're gonna be great.
Front page is easy. It's fine.
Not scared.
How about you, Andrew?
What's
going on? Anything cool, neat, new, exciting? Or just like boring? Just tell me about the boring stuff if there isn't, like I want to hear about
Heat wave. Surviving a heat wave.
Yeah.
It was like extremely terrible.
Yeah, I imagine that's not particularly fun in your location for sure.
No, nothing makes sense here for heat waves.
BC is just like, what is heat? Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be a temperate rainforest. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. There was no rain, nor was it temperate.
I would definitely have thought BC would be better at it than Edmonton for some reason. I don't know why I thought that, but just like your summers get relatively hot, right?
No, not traditionally.
Right.
So
I know your winters don't get very cold.
Exactly, or it's very mild. here. At least it used to be. Now everything's on fire and it's bad.
So spoiled. Now so on fire. Wonderful.
No, I had people complaining about 38% humidity yesterday in LA, and I was just like, okay.
All right.
All right.
Cool story, bro. It was nice yesterday.
I have a theory that I've just invented that is
You
bragging
mean
about.
it's not bunnies?
What?
Sorry, it's a Buffy reference.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, I interrupted
Tell
you.
us your theory, Dave.
I need to reformat.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Oh yeah, being the most X of a weather is actually secretly supporting a local sports team, in that you're invested in the fact that you are the most something, but you actually have nothing to do with it.
I mean, yeah, that sounds accurate. You know.
So the weather sports now.
Yeah, knowing.
And when somebody when it's like, this place doesn't normally get warm, like, we're getting to the quarterfinal. I don't know what I'm saying.
It's not a competition.
I get what you're going
purely a
for.
source
I
of
get what you're
misery.
going for, Dave. Yeah, like where it's like people act as if it is a thing that they have anything to do with, or that they have pride
They
in their
can take credit
location,
for
that
it,
they can
yeah.
take credit for it, but they can't because it's the same as sports teams where all you can do is talk about it and nothing you do matters to the actual success or failure of the team. Yeah.
I'm just thinking now that like a fantasy weather team where you pick together, like, I don't know, like someone transfers over a tornado for two of your like
I feel like
seismic
I
tremors.
feel like your analogy has gotten away from you and it's turned into a whole separate
This is gonna,
separate thing.
This is Dave in front of one of those like boards with the string between the pictures of things, and they're trying to like explain everything, the unified theory of everything.
It's the Pepe Sylvia meme.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you been, Dave? What's new last week or so?
Yo, Monster Hunter Stories 2 came out today. That game is sick as hell.
Oh yeah, that you were saying
It's
you like
really
maxed out the demo on it or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't realize, and I probably should have, having played a bunch of the other Monster Hunter games, how quickly all of that work would become completely obsolete.
Yeah,
It was about half an hour.
super fast. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I maxed out all these things. I'm ready for every eventuality. And then just like the next tier of weapons come out. I'm like, just never touch them again.
But
it's really fun.
isn't that just like Monster Hunter in general? You're like, I've got the best
Exactly.
weapon, and then it's like, yeah, but this dragon has an even better weapon, and then
Yeah,
the next,
that's
the next
kind of
dragon.
what I mean. I should have expected that, and I didn't, and now I just have all this
You
upgraded
maxed out the sweet Jagras blade, but nobody cares about that once you've gone two
guess
more
what?
monsters.
It's not Velocipran anymore. It's Jaggies. Sucks to be you.
Pretty much.
But it's really, really fun. I love it. And I wish I'd played more. I had to do stuff like write emails and have a nap and everything.
Oh,
and I
no.
didn't want to have a nap.
Oh no!
It's terrible.
So put upon emails and naps. Gosh.
That's pretty busy for me.
What is a nap?
It's like where your body doesn't let you be doing the things that you want to do anymore because it turns off.
It's like having an existential crisis, but you do it laying down.
That's what a nap is? Okay.
I mean, I usually have my existential crises laying down. To be fair, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you're ahead of the game then, Elf. Good job.
It'll be nice to call them naps from now on, I guess.
Yeah.
I took a nap. I just had a full-on existential crisis here while I laid down.
Just lying in my bed, disassociating,
I was thinking about taking a nap after this, and then I remembered I have a therapy appointment like right after this is over. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll have my existential crisis during my therapy session where
you'll
it
have
belongs.
you'll have to
instead.
have yours sitting up. You can't have yours sitting down.
Yeah. Also, my therapist gave me homework that I did not do. Whoops.
Oh.
It's okay. You can do it really quickly in the break between.
They're not allowed to be disappointed at you.
They're not.
That's
They're
the
not
whole
allowed.
point.
They're not allowed.
That's why we pay them.
So they can be
Exactly.
supportive.
That's why we pay them.
I mean, I kind of did it subconsciously, but not like actively, I guess. So
I got you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely.
Yeah.
I full disclosure, I slept very poorly last night, so everything is really funny right now. It's like,
Yeah, you're in the giggle fits.
I'm in that zone where like
stage.
I'm tired enough that everything is just like super funny. Yeah.
Get in a zone, the giggle zone.
I mean, it's a good zone. If I'm gonna be in any zone, I prefer to be in that one.
I'd rather be in the Green Hill Zone.
The what?
Yeah,
Green
Dave,
Hill
the what?
Zone. Sorry, I
Oh,
was
Green Hill. Are you
carrying
still
on.
thinking about Sonic?
Yeah.
I've got 2 figures and that picture and the stuffed toy I've had since I was about 4 years old in Vision.
Dave never
So
stops
it's
thinking
like-
about Sonic. That's their secret.
I don't.
Yeah, behind the camera is just the Sonic shrine.
In the background of
When you
Dave's
said it,
mind,
it's
the
like
song
Green Hills.
"Rolling Around at the Speed of Sound" is always playing in the background.
Okay, Dave, I have an important question for you though.
So,
Fuck, marry, kill, but with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
Oh no! This is the best stream ever.
we have now entered not safe for work zones, but welcome all the furries to the chat.
This is the best.
It's Elf's
Right.
channel.
Yeah, it's my
Right.
channel. There's literally no limits. It's fine. You're good.
just because it's funny to say, I'd say fuckles. And then I've married Tails and I kill Sonic because he's kind of a pain in the
That's
ass.
right.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, you don't want to pay for his chili cheese dog habit. Like that'll,
Shit,
really
dogs.
big
You're
drain.
attacking and dethroning Sonic.
A big drain on the
Fuckles
bank.
is now my favorite name ever.
You can have it. If something unfortunate happens to Groggo, then
Yeah, I would have
Fuckles is
just
a
pop up like,
stop.
hey everyone, it's me, Fuckles.
Please,
Fuckles
dear,
plop. I am
Please.
Groggo's sibling.
please, dear God, do not
Oh,
do that
no.
to me. Groggo was enough.
The Groggo now has plot armor.
I can't.
The plot armor is I don't want Fuckles.
Oh no.
Oh
All
dear.
right. Well, on that note, I guess we should probably play some Star Wars.
Some Wars in the Stars.
Yes.
Hello, friends. All right. So, as a review, God damn it, Andrew.
It was a great stream, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be.
Okay. All
We're
right.
heading-
Professionals.
I can do it. Let me just.
We're professionals
I got
here.
to center in here a little bit. All right. Yeah, definitely professionals. I mean, we are getting paid for it no matter what happens, so it's fine. Star Wars. As a review for our last episode, dear friends, our intrepid crew blasted off from Vode and made their way to into space, where they discovered that they had some stowaways, including Groggo and Bowisak, the Jawa, and the security droid RST-3, who had stowed away on the ship and in secret, and Omni was upset about it, but nobody else really cared that much.
it was weird, honestly.
I mean, things happen. They came upon a ship that was transmitting a beacon, an assistance beacon. It was a prison transport that was being raided by the Salty Gingers. And they were taking some, recruits from the prison transport or rescuing some folks. And our players decided not to intervene, though Groggo had a strange feeling that they in some way knew the captain of the Salty Gingers, Etzra Tali, and that they were related in some way to them. I think it was that you said that they were your mom, Am I correct about that? Is that correct?
Yeah, it was definitely my mom.
But then later on, when they made their way to the Pirate Haven, the Promenade, where which is like a big space station that's like a bunch of like welded together capital ships. It's a little mishmash secret space station. They met up with some folks and Bogusak set up their like stall and what have you, and there was a little bit of busy hustle and bustle going on. Omni Brogbo and Mabel went to go talk with the crew of Zazakel, the Dathomirian witch pirate queen, and report in that Bogusak had, like arrived and was setting their stuff up and what have you, to a mixed result of like, why are you telling us this? And then
it was an entirely successful result. I made some friends.
You did. You definitely made some friends. And then Zyle and Grago went to go and find the Salty Gingers and try and like find out what was going on and why Grago was feeling like they knew Ezreali and so on. And it's clear that Ezreali is far too young to be Grago's mom. And so there is something strange going on. And I believe we left our episode with the two of you like trying to decide whether or not you were going to talk to the Salty Gingers. And the other two of you were headed back to Bogusak, I think. That was the if I'm remembering correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
That is correct.
And
we gonna roll some stuff here.
We are. Now that we have done our introduction, let us roll our obligation.
Did we get some XP last session?
Yeah, I gave you 10 XP at the end of the session. Pretty sure.
God, I'm so bad at knowing whether I wrote it down. 93.
So there's no obligations at play. It's far above any of the obligation numbers, which is nice. But I need you all to roll for me the dice.
Destiny,
so let me just clear the Destiny field so that we can get a nice new Destiny field. There we go, and roll us the Destiny.
Oh no!
2 black.
As always, I make
white.
things worse.
Wonderful. I like it.
Wait, mine didn't work. Oh. Did it work?
Is it not going?
Not yet. Do you remember what button to click for Roll Destiny?
Like I have it pulled up and I have it open. Like
yeah, if you just click Roll Destiny, then yeah, it should be up in the top-ish part of your character sheet.
That work?
No, that was the dice pool. Hang on. Let me take a gander.
Why?
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it at all. So you see your dice pool at the top of your character sheet there with like all the little dice selections and so forth. Then you go down and it says Destiny pool just below it. Quinn?
Yeah.
So if you move your eyes slightly left and slightly down, you'll see a button that says Roll Destiny.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a lot of dark side. Because we have there are 3 dark side tokens and only 1 light side. So
today's Destiny pool is far in my favor. The dark side is ascendant today.
This could get a bit difficult for us.
I mean, theoretically, or I could forget to use them like I do in 90% of the
engagements. We might be all right, but
oh my gosh,
who knows?
Just don't do anything that requires rolls. Easy.
Let's just be unremarkable today.
Okay.
So let's start with Grago and Zyle over at what was it? Balloon's Alcohol Exchange or Balloon's Drink Exchange. Let me just bring it up here so that I remember what I'm doing.
I want to be Alcohol Exchange.
I feel like the last
it's Balloon's Alcohol
here,
Exchange.
it was like we were going back and forth, kind of like I was pushing Zyle shoulder, Zyle was pushing my shoulder, and we're like...
I remember the two of you being relatively supportive of each other and trying to decide what to do. That's what I remember.
Like, Zyle was trying to like get me to talk to that.
I think you should approach your mother and just say hello.
Are you still wearing the stormtrooper helmet?
Yeah,
I think that
disguised,
he was trying to give it to me so that I could go over and say hello in his place. And Zyle was not feeling it.
And I'm just like, I'll just sit here drinking. I just want to sit here at this table drinking. You can put on this helmet. I gave you my information. Like, you can go.
She's already seen my face, and I think she already expects to see me at some point, since we did tell her as much. The only one that she didn't see was you.
Yeah.
And are you what exactly is it that you're afraid of? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm really afraid. Like, like my mom, like that's my mom right there. I am 100% certain. I haven't seen my mom in several years.
And she doesn't look like you expected it to either.
She definitely doesn't look. If Grago is human, which is the implied situation, then Ezreal definitely doesn't look old enough to be like sitting there talking with her like gang of rowdy pirates. She doesn't look like she's even close to old enough to be Grago's mom. In fact, she looks younger than Grago.
I don't think that I have to disguise myself to speak with her. But if you're really that reluctant to say hello to,
I need you to go do that.
You probably don't need to disguise yourself.
Please.
I will
I'm
say.
pleading.
You don't. All right, fine. I will go over and I will speak to her. And if it seems like everything is cool, I'll give you a signal. I'll look at you or something like that.
Okay, that's fine with me. I can't do this. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. My heart is racing.
I think you probably can do this. You're just not in the right headspace for it, and I understand that. I'll go talk to her.
All right. So, I assume you're headed over to like the table that her and her like pirate companions are currently drinking at.
Sure.
All right. So you're making your way over, like they don't really notice you until you're sort of like right up on the table, because you could have just been passing by or whatever, and the group kind of stops talking about whatever like loud pirate thing they were talking about, and looks over to you, and Ezra says, "Oh hey, it's you."
Yes, it's me. I'm guessing your mission was successful?
Oh, we did all right. Yeah. I'm, a couple new recruits, a bunch of shitty prison transport guards dealt with, and a new transport ship that we, have for our own uses. So that's nice.
All right.
Appreciate you not interfering with our business.
Well, we were significantly outnumbered, and
yeah, I mean, it would have been a bad plan for you, but like you might have dented up some of our ships or something, and it's just easier if we don't go down that road.
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, there wasn't a good reason not to, interfere. Like, you seem to be pretty knowledgeable and well connected, and well, I was wondering if I couldn't maybe pick your brain for a little bit of information.
I'm in a good mood, so I suppose we could talk a little bit. What's up?
Well, would another drink put you in a better mood?
Another drink always puts me in a better mood. Well, until it doesn't, but then, party's over at that point.
Of course. The moment you've got a party foul on the books, it's anybody's game,
it's
right?
Not a party until somebody shoots somebody else, my opinion.
Noted. Point well taken. My compatriots and I are doing a bit of traveling, and kind of a little bit of planet hopping, I guess, is the best way to say it.
You said something about a drink. Let's sort that out first. Balloon! She calls over to the guy, the Gran, who runs the place. Those of you who don't remember what a Gran is, they're like the three-eyed aliens that have like little eye stalks, the little eyes coming out of their head. And calls him over, and he's like, yes, what can I do for you?
Can you get another of whatever the lady's having? And I'll take one too.
Very, very good. I'll be right back. And he, goes off to grab drinks, and in probably a couple minutes, he's back with a pair of dark looking beverage. Actually, I have a chart for beverages. I have a D100 chart. I have a rollable table of beverages concocted by Bud Prince during our
Thank
DM
you, Bud
streams. Prince. It is a D100 random cocktails chart. I'm going to show it to you players so that you can read it if you want to. But there you go. It's a D100.
Crushing Oppression is the name of
88.
I'm so glad.
So 88 is a Bloody Savrip. It's a red pulped fruit juice and vodka.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. I'm just happy that Crushing Oppression made it on.
Crushing Oppression did make it on there. Yes, yeah.
I'm very happy.
Yeah. Quite a few good drinks in there. I'm a big fan of Gonk's Dream, gin and fruit juices shaken slowly as a Gonk droid shaken as slowly as a Gonk droid walks. And I think Star Smasher is also pretty good. Purple fruit juice and tequila. I mean, it sounds good,
It does. Thanks.
So he sets down a pair of Bloody Savrips, which is like I said, red pulped fruit juice and vodka. Oh my god, my brain. Ezratali, drinks hers in large gulps as she goes. And she says, all right, drink dealt with. What is it that you wanted?
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know a lot about the system and the other planets here. I've been to Verd proper, spent a little time there. But I'm actually kind of curious about the other planets in the system, like
nearby,
what happens on them.
Like nearby, ones that I've heard of. I can tell you a couple. So obviously there's the promenade here. You know it. You know it well. You found it, which means you know where it is, which means you know somebody here, because it's not exactly on the hyperlanes chart.
Indeed, it's not.
Keep us away from any authoritarian entanglements of any kind, and let us do what we want. Not to mention, even if somebody did bring an armada here, it'd go badly for them, probably. There's a lot of armed ships in this system.
Feels like it's pretty well fortified.
But anyway, you know this place, so I'm not going to bother going on about that. Let me tell you about the local system. So 2 nearest planets to here are Bezel 6. At first, Bezel 6 is one of those rich people planets. You ever heard of the Killians? The Killians run their luxury cruise liner business from there, and they have a private island, and all kinds of rich people have these private artificial islands that they vacation on. Bezel 6. It's one of those sort of places, Lots of people working, not a lot of people appreciating that work. We get a lot of visitors from there, runaways or new recruits or what have you, people who don't want to be stepped on anymore. That sort of thing. It's a place with a nice veneer, but I wouldn't call it a nice underbelly there. Vacation planet, some would say, if you like that sort of thing.
Well, I don't have any particular inclinations in that direction, but I'm sure there's possibly something there of value to be seen.
Oh, you're talking about value. I mean, there's mansions on private islands full of all kinds of, valuable objects, I'm sure.
Any part of Bezel 6 that's not particularly habitated?
I mean, the planet itself is, one note, as most planets in this universe are. Sort of one biome all the way across. Real estate goes for a lot. So, if you've heard of them from Coruscant, some senator, some, a business tycoon or what have you, they probably have a private island on Bezel 6.
I'm definitely up to date on my senators.
I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know what kind of person you are.
All right, Bezel 6
So
on my radar.
So there's Basil 6, and then in the opposite direction, you've got Erdal. And you've probably heard of Erdal. It is the planet upon which there is a corporate prison. When I say corporate, I mean for profit, run by local Erdal prison company like Erdal Prison Company. And that's where they send all the people they consider to be problematic or lawbreakers or what have you. Though what authority really has any say over the law in these parts is still kind of up for grabs. But Republic, Imperial alike, they got places they want to ship people to, and Erdal's one of those places. The whole place is a blasted wasteland. Like, I think there was some kind of nuclear, detonation or what have you. The surface is an ice age, but the complex is all, fully shielded from all that. And I think that's mostly just so that if you run away, you end up freezing to death out in the cold more than any other practical reason. It's an inhospitable place, and I wouldn't want to visit there unless I really had to. Couple of our people are actually, held up there, and I'm working on a plan, but it's complicated.
Well, I apologize. This is probably a rude question, but how long have you been like the leader of the Salty Gingers?
Me? Well, the Salty Gingers are my gang, so I'd say we've been going about 8 years.
8 years.
Just about.
And I don't suppose you're well, this is kind of difficult question to ask. I guess I'm just really curious about you and where you come from and what your history is and how did you end up doing this kind of work?
She sort of like takes a sip of her drink and frowns a little bit, like talking about my past, kind of like clearly a little annoyed by that. And she says, the same way that pretty much everybody ends up doing this work, and that's not wanting to conform to whatever standards been set before them, huh? You don't end up fighting for your own freedom and taking what you can and leaving nothing left for others unless you really didn't like what you were doing before.
Excuse me. Completely understandable. I only wonder if there isn't something maybe important that you left behind.
You can't always take everything with you, And she leans in a little bit, and could you give me a perception check, please?
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. Let me look at what my skills are here.
Set the dice pool for you.
If this is a senses perception check, I can add a blue die for my uncanny senses.
Sure. I mean, it's like vision related, so sure.
Sure. All right. Ready whenever you are.
Yeah, hit it up. Hey,
Ooh.
Many successes. Very nice. So, you notice as she leans in that she's wearing a necklace that has a piece of like a stone pendant on it. It looks like a fraction of a thing you've seen before. Like a broken off piece of one of the amulets from Vode. It looks like maybe like a third of it, basically. But she's not calling attention to it. It's just you kind of notice it when she like leans over. And she says, sorry, what was your last question?
I was curious about who you might have left behind.
I mean, you leave behind all kinds of people and things and what have you when you decide to make a radical change, but I'm planning on going back for some of them.
Uh-huh. I think that's when Zyle kind of turns over their shoulder and sort of gives Grago a look. And like once they've caught Grago's attention, they'll turn back around and kind of like tilt their chin a bit towards the pendant around her neck. Well, that's an interesting keepsake.
Oh, this? She like pulls the string out like to show you the whole thing. It's definitely like, yeah, like an uneven broken piece of an amulet. And she says, "Oh, this is something they do around here. You know, leaders of the community have them. Sort of like a council, you know, keep some order in this place. People who have these particular necklaces or however you want to wear them. I hear Tanger Tombo wears his as a pin. Basically top dogs around here."
Hey, that's an interesting way of delineating who's in leadership. And
yeah, I don't really know where it comes from. It's kind of a traditional thing, you know.
Do they like get passed down to like new leaders, like when the old leaders retire? Do they get broken up into other pieces?
Yeah, retire. Yeah, lots of people around here do retiring on a more permanent basis, you know.
I get your meaning. Right. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. So you have one, and this Tonga has one. Who else should I be making sure I'm deferring to when I'm here?
You don't know who's in charge around here, and you're kicking around the promenade? I would not recommend that. But
I mean, that's kind of why I'm talking to you.
Seeing as you haven't caused me any trouble, and I'm in a good mood because I got a whole bunch of stuff done, I'll humor you. You know, there's me, obviously. You can see that. That's Ratali, leader of the Salty Gingers. People give me a nice wide berth. It's nice. Tanger Tombo, he's a Mon Calamari smuggler. Spends a lot of time on Bezel, you know, gathering up valuables and bringing them off planet. And last but not least, there's Azakel, who, if you don't know about, you really should. She's like Queen Bitch of the space station. Don't mess with her. She's got rancors.
That's good to know. I'm all right. Well, I and Zyle looks back over their shoulder again at Grago, like.
Both of them like making gestures to each other. Ezra like looks between you because it's super obvious that you're like waving at each other, and she's like, "Who's your friend?"
Just a friend of mine. Was curious about the spa. Heard really good things about the drinks.
Yeah, it's much easier. It's much easier to drink if you take off the helmet. You know,
she's a little bit shy. He's a little bit shy.
Bring my drink back right now.
I guess I should go and deal with him. But thank you for answering my questions. I'm sure I'll run into you again at some point. Hopefully,
yeah, no worries. If you're feeling like a little at a loose end and your previous crew there is not really doing it for you, look me up and I'm sure I can find you something to do.
That is a really generous offer, and I appreciate it.
I much prefer to keep people close. You know, loose ends are a bad deal, and keeping people happy. Keeping people satisfied with what they're up to. That's what I'm all about. She says in a way that's like clearly not 100% true, and also she has a giant gun at her hip. You know what I mean? Like just like there's a little bit of that like insincerity of like it's about what I want, but I'm gonna pretend it's about what other people want.
Of course. Zyle stands up and kind of gives a little nod of their head. And heads over back to Groggo, who's still hiding behind his damn helmet. And sort of sits down and goes, "What the hell?"
All right. That's we have to get to Bezel 6. Or is it Bezel 6? Bezel 8?
No, Bezel 6.
We
Bezel
have to get there. We have to go there right now. That's definitely my mom. I don't know what's going on, but this drink sucks.
I'm sorry.
Someone's trying to knock it on the floor. I'm sorry. That's just happening.
You're gonna knock it on the floor? Okay.
Right now.
There's a clatter and a smash of like glass, and Balloon looks over from the bar like, oh, no problem, and just like kind of comes over to clean it up, you know, like in the way that any wait staff, service staff kind of person would do.
So sorry about that.
No, we gotta get out of here.
Zyle will pull out the credits to pay for the drinks and follow Groggo out, kind of bewildered.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Do you realize what's happening though?
I mean, I don't realize what's happening.
But we have to go to Bezel 6.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I kind of intended to go to as many places in the system as I can, like, because I mean, I have a mission that I need to get accomplished.
Yeah, I just know that
What's so special about Bezel?
The other amulets are there. The necklace my mom has, I've seen those before in dreams. We can't go to the other place because my dad is there.
What? Your family is a bit...
I don't know.
I am okay. Well, okay. So the amulets are something I'm trying to find in order to help the native species on the planet evolve. So I recognized the necklace that your mother had pretty much right away. Here's the thing. I don't think we can avoid going to Erdal. It's very possible one of the other amulets is there. The one that has been split up between the leadership here on the promenade, that's just one of the ones that I need to find.
Yeah, you remember that there are 3 total and a 4th that is different.
Are you running this ship?
Well, Omni's technically in charge of the ship. I'm the pilot, but the mission is ours as a group, kind of mine.
Do you want to see the galaxy?
I'm the only one who can actually speak with the Verdians. I'm trying to help the Verdians. I'm the only one in our group that can actually speak with them. So
all right.
If anybody's feeling lost, feel free to appeal to me for information that you might have or need or what have you. Like Quinn, don't worry about like flailing around in the dark if you don't want to.
I'm just confused why we wouldn't want to get out of this room.
I walked out of the bar with you. We left the bar.
Leaving the bar.
Or to change our direction to go to.
Oh, I'm not talking about changing our direction. I already know that the people, like the Vodians, their amulets have been split up on planets all over the system. So Bezel 6 may very well have one of them, but it's not going to be the only place that they are. I'm fairly certain that we're going to have to kind of, one of them is obviously here on the promenade. Bezel might have one. Erdal might have one. We don't know yet. We won't know until we look.
Now, though.
I never said that we did.
Yeah. I just feel like
Groggo's like, we have to leave right now, but we don't have to leave right now.
Oh yeah, when I mean like leaving right now, I meant like this space.
Oh yeah, you guys have left the bar. Yeah.
Okay. But
yeah, your family is a bit all over the place, aren't they? Like, why would your dad be in Erdal unless he's a prisoner there or a guard?
You have a vague memory. I'm going to fill you in, Groggo, because I've been slowly writing backstory for you because you haven't written any, so I've just been writing it. You have a vague memory of, like, the word Erdal, like the location, as if you've seen, like, a sign or like a note in a hallway that's like the name of a company or something. And you remember an authoritative like elderly lady's like voice telling you that everything's gonna be all right anyway, and that you'll be okay, and that she'll see you sometime soon. And these come to you in like flashes of like as if dreamlike in sort of a way. Yeah, like you remember that place. Referencing your father. I don't know where that comes from, but it's certainly maybe like some vague memory.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like I think about that. I have these memories, these flashes, and I'm trying to piece it all together. And definitely something that's speaking to me about Bezel, that there's more than just one amulet, but I don't know how to explain that. Like,
I mean, that's fair. I guess I'm just inclined to thoroughness. I've been
you don't have to trust me. You just met me. You know, I just came out of like the rafters, basically. Like,
I guess
I need you to trust me. And I need you to trust me. That's it.
Well, I mean, I think that trust certainly goes both ways in this situation. I mean,
have you seen my haircut?
It's very nice, haircut. But I think that when it comes to this crew, we're all kind of in the business of trusting each other, and I mean, I would at least hope that that's where we're headed. Yeah, I've been on the run for so long. I'm just really used to playing things by ear. So,
is there? Okay, I have a question for the DM. Is there any way I can like roll charm?
Against players, generally, like PvP opposed checks are not really like a thing, especially in like social situations. Like you guys as a role players have to come to a consensus about how you feel about each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could you could roll something, but it's not at all connected to like the rules of the actual like. You know what I mean?
I can say that like you get the impression from Zyle that they're really taken aback by all of your revelations and like. And are not entirely sure how to process them against what they know about the situation. And because they're disconnected from Vode, they have no way of like kind of corroborating like your thing. So it's one of the things like as they get to know each other a little bit better and have seen more of like the situation that's ahead of them, like that's gonna evolve and change. But that's kind of where Zyle is. Like, and just as a reminder, Zyle is very young, like they're a teenager. And so like and they come from they're in exile. They're on the run. So like trusting people in general is not particularly their first inclination. So yeah.
I'm on the run too. Like I'm hidden. So like I'm just desperate. I am desperate as heck on this desperate gamble. And I'm like just trying to find trust and care and attention in anyone who speaks to me. Like that's where my brain is right now. Like I saw my mom and I'm like, I can't trust my mom, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and all of these revelations, Scroggo, you find them more to be like feelings than facts, if you know what I mean. Like you get a vibe of something or a vague memory of something, but it's not like you definitively have like the definitive answer to any of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just know to run, and I'm scared. So basically, it's like there's two scared people here. Just,
I mean, I'm not necessarily scared here. I mean, I got as far away from my problems as I possibly could have, and you're the one right now with the major fight or flight situation happening. So I guess what I would say is we have a couple of different ways we can go about this. Like, we obviously have to figure out how to get the amulet from your mom and all of the other leadership here. And that's probably going to be a fairly difficult job, and probably not one we're going to be able to like necessarily deal with right away. I feel like that requires an actual plan and the rest of our group to actually pull off. Yeah. And I think that the only person here that's probably really going to be able to beseech your mother for her portion of that amulet is going to be you, Groggo, whether you like it or not.
Do I have my weapons still? I mean, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you had it with you,
they were inspected. Weren't they?
Nope. Everybody is allowed to carry weapons here.
I felt like my weapons were like inspected and taken away from me, like in the last game.
Nope. I don't remember ever
on the ship. We were like
on the ship. It was like but you have them back.
Then we gave them back.
Now that we're on the station, you have your weapons.
All right. Oh, I got to think about this.
I mean, that's not something we have to do right now. Like I'm saying, this is a everyone in the group gets together and talks sort of situation, Groggo. I'm not a you and I need to make a decision right now. So, I mean, let's find Mabel and Omni and see what their situation is and come up with a plan then.
Yeah. Let's hear more.
Okay. So the two of you head back on towards Bousak's stall. Like, that's where you would know to like meet up, I guess, if you were gonna meet up anywhere. Omni and Mabel, are you up to anything like during this time that we should catch up on? Any talking going on or?
So we had delivered Bousak's message.
Yeah.
And I think Mabel had convinced Omni not to gamble.
Not to gamble too much, yeah.
But other than that, I don't know if we had like a big thing that we were doing specifically.
I just wanted to like give you the opportunity to deviate if you wanted to.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I mean, stuff that may occur to Mabel or stuff that may be interesting to Mabel is like you've noticed this whole like droid thing going on. You know, like that all the droids here seem to be getting like mad respect.
The respect they so rightly deserve.
Yeah,
yes,
but that is like unusual. You know, like when it comes to these sorts of things.
We got some hints, didn't we? I seem to remember something about the droids and gravity.
Yeah, there was some conversation from the Rhodian, the lieutenant, where he mentioned that the droids sometimes mess with the gravity generators, or like that there are like maintenance tunnels or what have you, like things that the droids are like collectively, as if every droid in the place was doing that like is in some way a circumvention of the authority of the like pirates that live here, like sort of outside that scope.
Yeah, I don't know if Mabel is gonna like chase that down and try to solve that mystery or whatever.
You definitely don't have to. I just thought I would mention it once again. You're being given like relatively similar respect by like organics, quote unquote.
Yeah, they'll like leave room for me.
Yeah, they'll like make space for you to like walk and so on. But you have an interaction with a droid like on the way back, where this protocol droid type unit sort of stops you in your tracks, the two of you, and like looks at you, and there's this like flashing behind their eyes, you know, like the light in the eyes of the protocol droid like flickers in like a pattern sort of way, like a signal almost, like a Morse code, or like, you know, when a router's light flickers or what have you, that kind of thing. And it seems to realize something quickly after that, and then just like goes about its business, like just leaves you alone. You know, like it's trying to communicate something to you, and it didn't work, so it just leaves.
Yeah, Mabel just like watches them go and is a little kind of, you know, thrown off. But
sorry, I missed it a little second. Did they like verbally communicate, or is it just
Just
No,
with flashing?
it was just like a flashing of lights, as if they were like transmitting a signal, or if they were
so-
like some kind of like Morse code, or that kind of stuff.
Would I possibly be allowed to make a check as somebody who has skills related to communicating with droids?
Sure, if you want to make a what kind of, it's either a like a computers or a mechanics check, probably.
I think computers probably makes more sense because it would be about like
Yeah,
language.
It's not about the mechanical aspect, it's about the sort of program aspect, I think.
Yeah.
So let me just see here. Yeah, computers would be fine. I'm going to set up the dice pool for you. This one's going to be a little tricky because it's something you've never seen before.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we're good.
Ugh.
Unfortunate, no successes. An advantage, so that's nice, but not really very helpful. You don't know what it is, like that they did. You've not seen like that particular behavior from protocol droids before,
No, they normally talk.
Yeah.
That's like one of the more important things they do.
And it seems weird to you, but also like I think they it's not that you don't know what it is necessarily, it's that they move away faster than you can like process what's going on. If you know what I mean? Like the whole exchange is like 2 seconds, and they sort of shuffle on and are lost in the crowd pretty immediately.
I get the feeling we're going to. Well, I will support you when you decide that you want to look into whatever's going on with the droids here.
Yeah, and Mabel kind of is like quiet for a moment, which like because she doesn't have she can't frown, but there's a sense of like her thinking about that for a second.
There's a sense of expression, yeah.
Yeah, like her eyes like shift a little, and she just says, "Well, I don't know how curious I am about it, frankly. Seems a little off-putting somehow. That one just flashed at me." And she like makes this little like hand motion, kind of like not making fun of it exactly, but being like, "Isn't this weird?"
No, yeah, absolutely weird. And to have pirates afraid of them.
Well, I don't want to spend too long here. This place is trouble. Almost certainly.
The whole station?
Yeah, and she shrugs. Who
Well,
knows what the others are getting into without us watching them?
Excuse me.
That's probably when we like all meet back up.
Cut
Yeah.
back to you all meeting back up at Bosock's stall. RST3 has already taken up position as like a proper guard droid of the stall, like keeping watch over the goods. And Bosock, when you get back, is conversing with like random Duros fellow, about you catch a snippet of his conversation of like, no, you need the premium energy packs for that particular model, and I'll make sure that I have a stock of them for you ready when you come by next week, that kind of thing. And he sees you coming up, and he turns and he says like, "Oh, hey, welcome back, guys."
How's business?
Oh, it's fine. It's just getting established again, meeting up with all the old customers.
Well, it's gonna certainly be better soon. We did what you asked. We made a couple of friends. Looks like you might have some patronage soon after all.
Oh yeah? You spoke with Zazakel?
One of her
Well,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. She's not really one for, audiences for no reason or anything like that. But good. Looking forward to seeing their lot, what do you call it? Form a single file line around the booth. That'll be fun.
I don't suppose there are places around here that we could possibly like let, like rooms or something, or do we all stay on our ships?
Sure. No, sure. If you want to sleep here and not on the ship, there's plenty of ways to do it. I mean, not here in the booth, obviously, but there's plenty of like what you'd call like hotel space.
Any recommendations?
Oh, well, let me think. You could go over to, You know what? If you're looking for cheap, I think the pods are the best way to do it.
All right. Great. Maybe if you point us in that direction, the four of us can...
You just head across the gallery there, and then you see how kind of up the wall, there's like a exit diagonally sideways to the left. And then you go down that hall, and then down, and then like left again, and then you'll see it.
All right. I'm pretty good with direction. That's no problem.
Yeah, the gravity in this, especially in the gallery, is just like so weird that like walking up the walls is just like a thing that you do, you know?
Right. Diagonally up and to the right. Got it. Thank you, Bosock. We'll probably be back at some point, I imagine. But if we don't see anytime soon.
Don't be a stranger. I'm sure I can always find something for you to do if you're getting bored.
I think we'll be pretty occupied for at least a little while.
Yeah, and I'm coming for my kickback. Like I got you customers.
Yeah, noted. 100% noted. I'll keep that in mind. He says.
No, we'll just come and ask.
He says in a way that suggests that he's not going to keep it in mind at all.
No. All right. Yeah. I think Zyle keeps giving Mabel and Omni like the eyes, like, I got something to talk to you about. And then this is sort of like, but otherwise trying to be chill.
Oh, yeah, you look tired, Zyle. We should probably go and find these pods.
Right.
We should race over to those pods.
Pod racing. I've heard it's pretty fun.
All right, you make your way, I imagine.
So yeah, we go and find our little hotel.
Over towards the pods. And like as you get there, you can tell that the pods is a literal statement in terms of like there is a storefront almost, but then there is like a wall of what must be the escape pods of these various like ships.
That is so cool.
Like lined up in a sort of vertical space where there's like almost like a scaffold elevator that like, you know, someone like pulls you up to like the correct place and you can get off and like go into your room or what have you.
It's like a Japanese capsule hotel on speed.
Yeah, kind of, but the capsules are bigger because they're like ship escape pods, you know what I mean? Like for multiple people. And they're all of like varying types because the ship that the space station that you're on is like a Star Destroyer mixed with a Moncal cruiser mixed with like all like welded together in this like mishmash of capital ships. And so the designs of the pods are all like different, and like non-uniform. There's a sign in like big neon, you know, in Arabesh that says like the pods, in like purple neon, nearby. And like I said, there's like a little storefront outside of it that looks like a tavern or like an inn, like a gathering place, related to the pod wall, you know.
All right. I think one pod might be enough for all of us, but I'm not sure.
It definitely would. Like you could fit 4 people in one for sure. It'd be tight, but
people.
Yes, people.
I mean, we're all fairly small except for Mabel,
okay.
So
yeah.
How
Mabel
long
doesn't
could
need
you
to
hold
sleep.
your breath?
Mabel just stands in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, Mabel doesn't need to sleep, so yeah.
How long can you hold your breath?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do you ask?
I can hold. Wait, I didn't say anything or do anything yet, but like, I don't need to sleep. I'm human, but I don't like to sleep. Can I add that?
You can, but if you are human, you probably need to sleep.
I probably should.
Not
sleep.
liking sleep is fine. I don't like
Yeah.
sleep, like personally, but if you're human, you
Oh
need
man,
to
I
sleep.
love sleep. Sleeping's the best.
Like,
it's a necessity. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I mean, we're not exactly here just to sleep. We also need a private space in which to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Besides the ship is more what I'm aiming at here.
There's an advertisement under the pods that says like 100% private, definitely not spied on. There have been no cameras found in the last like 30 days or something like that. You know?
All right.
Yeah, so Mabel will kind of corral everyone, just be like, yes, everyone in the pod, you don't have to stay, and she's just like kind of pushing people along quite literally.
You know, you pay a negligible amount of credits. I'm not gonna make you like actually take credits out of your bank account, quote unquote. To the like human guy at the counter. He looks like he's wearing a bandana and he has like big NPC energy. You know, he's just like a shopkeeper NPC.
Yeah, you like talk to him, and then you move away, and you talk to him again. He just says the same thing.
Yeah, he has the same line. Yeah, exactly.
How can I help you?
Yeah,
that'll be 5 credits.
Welcome to
like,
welcome to the pods, matey.
Save, exit.
Yeah.
Rest, save, exit.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't seem particularly important or engaged in what you care about. He's like almost asleep at the counter, you know, and just like kind of taking people's money. And he directs you to the wall of pods once you've paid, and you get a little like you like window washing like platforms, you know, the like outside scaffolding sort of platforms.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like pulled
Little
up
winch
to
and stuff like that.
like winched up to the pod that you've been assigned, and the pod opens like with a hiss, as if it's, you know, like airlocked almost. And there's this feeling of like almost like air conditioning that comes out of it, you know, like it's like very environmentally like sustained, like habitable, like there's some kind of airflow, but it's clearly like generated by the pod itself.
Yeah, it's all hermetically sealed and everything. Yeah.
And the guy like directs you to go in there, and it's an Imperial Star Destroyer's pod, so it's got like a lot of that like steel Imperial sort of like architecture look to it, you know, like straight angles and like these benches on either side of the pod where people would like sit. The like safety harnesses and equipment and stuff that you would like put on if the pod was gonna crash have been all like removed off the walls, and it's kind of just like a little empty space with like a little table in the middle, and you know, it's kind of got like a very ascetic vibe, you know, like a very
utilitarian,
very empty sort of like you fill it with whatever, but it's just space for you to use. It's basically like a rent a closet, you know, like one of those rentable
like a storage unit.
Storage units, yeah, but it's an escape pod. And the guy takes the scaffolding back down and like leaves you to your conversation. And with that, let's take our break. It's break time. We can take our break, and then we'll be right back to have our conversation of what you folks are gonna do in the second half of the episode. Hooray! Okay, we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Bye, friends. Hello and welcome back, dear friends, for our second half. Our team have just sequestered themselves in a nice pod for some private chats, and go.
Yeah, so I think Mabel will kind of be like trying to set herself up as like leading a little team meeting here where she like gets everyone situated in the pod.
Everyone listen to Mom.
And she's like standing, she's like a little bit stooped because the pod is like a little bit shorter than that she can fit in comfortably. And she says, So we've all landed here. We've situated ourselves. We have somewhere to stay. We're probably going to be here for a while. We need to decide what we're doing next. And that means not only where we're going to go, but why we're going there. And she looks pointedly at Zyle.
Grogo and I discovered something while we were speaking to Grogo's mother. Grogo's mother has a piece of one of the amulets. And she revealed to us that all of the leadership on the promenade also has a piece of the same amulet. You mentioned that you met Kel, Omni?
No, we met some slightly small-time casino owner who works for Kel. I'm gonna have to really work that angle if you want us to overthrow the pirate kings and queens and other monarchs of the station.
I mean,
I'll do it.
I mean, she's one of the people who has a piece of the amulet. And then there was one other, what was that again?
Tanger Tombo.
Tanga Tombo.
Oh yeah, I lied that I was part of that gang.
Also has a piece of the amulet. It's been broken into pieces and split up between the three of them. And apparently gets handed down anytime one of them dies.
Not
One
like
of them dies?
I mean, that's the only way that, I mean, you have to get killed or be killed. When I asked how exactly they got moved around, I mentioned the word retire, and your mother put a strong quotation around the word retire. So I imagine the only way she's losing hers is if she comes to some abrupt and unplanned end. Same for all the rest of them.
Officer Matricide, that was a joke. We don't know each other well enough. Sorry, I was just feeling uncomfortable. That was really inappropriate to say.
Does any of you have lore that you could reliably relate to, like, pirate code?
I mean, I feel like I would. I mean, I have lore for sure, and I also have streetwise.
I just I might be able to tell you some things about it, you know, if you roll me a lore.
Yeah.
Because right now you're like when they die, but there might be more to it than that. You know what I mean?
There might be, yeah. Like Zyle is obviously making an assumption, but I do have lore. I guess I could use.
Yeah, if you want to.
I don't know if anybody has better lore than I do. I have 3 greens, and there might be somebody here who's better equipped for it.
I got 4 baseline in. So,
but also we've got to assume that like the person has the right kind of lore, right? Oh, I guess Underworld might be better actually.
I mean, I have street smarts, 2 ranks of street smarts that give me 2 that allows me to remove black die per rank. So
yeah, not in the knowledge skills. What I need is Underworld actually.
Yeah,
not lore.
Okay, give me just a second to let me look at my Underworld, because I think that actually might be Omni and not me.
Yeah, I don't have any points in that. I could roll it untrained, but
I have 3 green in it, but like I said, I think that might be an Omni.
I think Omni has 4.
If they have 4, then they might be better than me. I'd love to provide assistance so that they can get a boost die.
Yeah. Omni, you want to roll me a Underworld check?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course I know about pirates.
So you know, I mean, you stole a ship. You basically are one. So you know that these kinds of tokens are generally like representative of rank, but also they belong to the person that has them. So like, if you did a big enough favor, they could be given in trade. You know what I mean? Or like, if there was some reason that they would want to give it to you, they could. There's nothing saying that they couldn't. It's just like a thing that they have, you know, but it belongs to them. It's not like representative of a system. If you know what I mean. Like, you having it doesn't make you the leader. You just kind of usually have one if you are a leader because you've gotten it from someone else, or, you know, like, just these kinds of tokens are like, they're like important favors, if you know what I mean.
Right, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, they come with being the big cheese, but that doesn't mean they always stay with the eminent captains.
I would say like one of the things you'd know is that a lot of the time they make it back to the captains because they're the people who can offer the biggest favors. You know what I mean? It's like if Jimmy small time has it because he did a favor for whoever, he's gonna need a favor from the big captain eventually, and then they're gonna end up with it. You know?
Well, they just like kill him after he's done the thing.
Exactly.
And take him back.
Yeah, or that.
So you're saying that we should probably attempt to make nice with these three in order to perhaps earn the pieces of the amulet back from them?
Killing them would also work, you would know, by the way. Like, taking it, just have it. Possession is 9/10 of the law. If you have it, you have it. If you know what I mean.
I'm in slightly two minds. If we become infamous enough to actually be doing these favors, I feel like we've probably drawn too much attention to ourselves.
I wonder if there isn't a couple of different ways we could go about this and kill two birds with one stone. We have to go to some of these other planets already anyway, right? Perhaps the leadership has jobs on these other planets they'd like to see get done.
We do have the advantage of both mobility and flexibility, and anonymity and anonymity.
How you feeling, Groggo?
I'm feeling like I don't know if I want to have a lot of attention drawn to me. I've been trying to do that for a while now. Like, I'm in disguise, but I have this. I'm in disguise. If we have to go to a place that's going to have like, or do something that's going to bring a lot of attention to us, I'm going, no, I gave you my helmet.
No, I don't have it.
That's my helmet. Whomever, did you leave it at the bar? One of you's going to pick that back up.
Yes, it's there. Like, yes.
It's an antique. Just because it's broken doesn't mean.
I don't think the helmet is the big issue here. Maybe we'll kind of like
sorry.
interject. Yes, we don't want to draw the wrong kind of attention, certainly. We don't want to
Yeah.
become hunted, have bounties on our heads, all these kinds of things. But
I feel like we should probably bring Quin in. Sorry, not Quin. Sorry, Groggo into the loop about why we're looking for these amulets and what their purpose is.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you know from your time in Utico.
First and foremost, I want to say that like I agree with Mabel. What she's saying is like, I don't want to bring the wrong kind of attention. I've been working around Utico. I was like high-ranking official, and I'm gonna share that with y'all because I want to like build trust with you. But in order for us to go on, I don't know if I can not do this without it being hidden, or not even hidden, but just like I didn't want to talk to my mom. I couldn't even see my mom. I have this helmet. I've been doing all these things to hide myself for a reason, and we have to go here. And I had dreams about these amulets, and I've never even seen one until I saw one on my mom's chest today. And meeting y'all, it just felt like fate. Like this is something that we need to do.
So, what's wrong, Omni?
Well, it's just now we've got two people who have dreams about a dead civilization on the ship.
I mean,
It's
I
fine.
never had dreams about it. I could talk to them Field
Sorry, I was just being a bit flippant again. Well, you got some stuff in common at least. There you go, that'll form a little bond. You didn't speak to the mother plop.
I mean, she doesn't go by Plop.
Who, me?
Yes, he.
No, I did not speak to. I did not speak to my mom when we were there. Like the last sequence, I didn't know. Or before that.
I tried to convince him, but he wouldn't go for it.
Hey, families, they could be weird.
So, Grago, something that you would
Yes.
know, being a Utico, like high up some time ago, is that Zalarax, the person who currently runs Utico, at least the shady side of Utico, the current CEO, quote unquote, is Jander, but he's like more the business side, the shady side, run by Zala. You would know that she's been looking for the amulet, the Vodian amulets, and you've like heard of these things before, and she has one in her possession right now. But that's from this group having found it and given it to her.
Given is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
You gave
Under
it,
duress.
you gave it over. I was gonna say under duress, but you gave it over. You don't know much about them in general, like why she would be looking for them, but you know there is some mystical connection to the planet Vode, the like fungal jungles of Vode, and these amulets.
I know that they're special and they're needed. And I don't think that it's all evil or bad. Like if good people can grasp them and get them together and collect that, the good things can happen. And
The mission, as I understand it, as Omni and Mabel understand it, is if we restore the amulets to their temples, the ancient Vodians who lived on the planet before will be able to return and hopefully exile Utico from their planet. But if the amulets end up in the wrong hands, then their power can be used for things we can't even comprehend at the moment. But it's really important that we find the other 3 amulets that are out there.
I really need y'all to trust me.
Well, I mean,
Well, I suppose the easiest way we could start going about that is get into life-threatening situations together. I mean, do you have any lined up?
I guess for me, I'm sort of wondering. I mean, we're pretty open group that has experienced a lot of stuff together, and I mean, you snuck onto our ship, obviously running away from Utico, which tells me that you at least understand that they're not great, and being involved in them is suboptimal.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure what it is you think you need to prove to us.
Why would I run away? Because I'm a spy? Or I'm just someone who's trying to do good and I'm scared? I feel like I've shown a lot of things that I'm just scared. And I need help and I need a family.
And it is totally reasonable that you would be scared of Utico. They are a company that is very like on the verge of criminal syndicate activity. You know what I mean? Like leaving, especially someone who is like relatively high up, is going to be difficult. Like it's going to be one of those like too much situations.
I mean, you came with Bosock. If we can't trust Bosock, then I don't know who we can trust at this point. I think Zyle like looks at Omni and gives Omni kind of a cat-like grin.
Yeah.
Well, this is all well and good, but in the meantime, we need to earn our keep as well. I'm a little bit concerned about funds running dry and our noble quest, and she kind of like indicates Zyle like this is all their idea.
I know.
Mabel's not like as invested maybe.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
that voices talked to me in the middle of the floor, in the middle of a cave structure, and told me to,
Yes. Well, it can't be helped now, but in the meantime, we do need to earn our keep, and it may be that by doing good works here, being useful to the locals, maybe that will ingratiate you with these captains. They will give you one of these amulets. We can see if there's anything to be had from that.
Oh, like what they say on Zyle's planet. But ours is feed two birds with one scone. We're kind of environmentally friendly planet.
It's
A lot of people are
kill
vegans.
two birds with one stone, not feed two birds with one scone.
Yeah, it works better this way because you're doing two things to help people with your single action. Like they get something good out of it, we get something good out of it. Nobody has to die.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Does anybody have any ideas of where we can start?
I got a good buddy under Zazakel. I don't know how high up a lieutenant is in pirate stuff. I only know the New Republic military.
I guess we could go back to Grogo's mum and see if she has a job that needs doing.
She was trying to break people out of a prison ship not long ago.
Oh, she succeeded in that. They own that prison ship now.
But
Well, I'm sure there's more of that to be done.
Why would they need a prison ship if they weren't planning to go to the prison?
Yes, I'm guessing they have a mission over on Adair. I'm guessing there's a mission to Adair that she's probably planning on running. She mentioned that that place is particularly nasty. Speaking of which, do you want to tell them what you told me about Adair, Grogo?
That my dad is there.
His dad is there. Small world, isn't it? This galaxy just gets smaller and smaller the longer we are here.
I think my dad is there.
Fair
So
enough.
there's some weird destiny thing going on.
There is.
Force and destiny.
That or just everyone ends up at the bottom of the barrel eventually in what's lower than a prison.
The bottom
in
of the
some
bar.
imperial
is what you
backwater.
said? Bottom of the bar? Because
Bottom
that's
of
where I
the
want to go.
barrel.
Anything. Nearest bar, let's go.
All
I
right.
mean, trying some ridiculous plan to break into a prison sounds like one of those situations I was remembering.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it.
There's also this apparently
Right.
really nice, swanky, upscale planet called what was it again?
Bezel 6.
Bezel 6. I'm
I'm
very, very good at remembering names. Yes, I'm
Bezel
very,
is
very good
impressive.
at remembering names. Everyone, I'm very good at it. Bezel 6, like this posh kind of resort-like planet. It's like really like lots of well-to-do rich folk. One of the leader that you claim to be a member of their gang, apparently he hits there a lot and is always there. So that might be our in with him.
That's where I got my hair cut. Level 6. I think.
Grago's just like, this is how they look on Bezel 6, and is like,
Did you do a lot of
Puffing the hair
traveling off of Vode in your time with UDK, Grogo?
I did a lot of things. I can't really talk about them right now. But
Yeah.
Schmoozing, paloozing,
hey
probably
now.
spending money. I didn't say it was bad. We've all made poor life choices. That's why we're here together on a pirate
Yeah.
colony on a stolen, I mean,
Feels a little
not stolen
desperate.
spaceship.
Feels a little desperate.
In any case, who do we want to approach first?
Yeah, so to give you your various options, just to be like, RPG clear about our maneuvers here. there are 3 pirate captains, quote unquote, that have 3 pieces of amulet between them. Ezratali has one, Zazakel has one, and Tanger Tombo has one. And I did say Tanger Tombo spends time on Bezel 6. That doesn't mean he's there right now. He could be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to go and look for him.
Hmm.
He just does a lot of jobs on Bezel 6, you know? That's his kind of clientele.
He spends a lot of time there.
You know, he's in with the rich folks. There's also, you know, like the possibility of, for example, like Bezel having a different amulet that's not related to the 3 pieces, like on display somewhere in like a rich person's mansion, or you know, like
Oh,
there's plenty of
Stop.
like that kind of stuff that you could like approach if you wanted to.
I want to go on a Star Wars heist so bad. I want to do it. I want to do it. That's the mission I want.
Don't worry, we'll get there. And then of course there's like Erdau, which you've heard of, but that like as far as you're aware is just like it's a bad prison place. You know.
I feel like we should handle Odell less, just based on our collective ability.
Erdau isn't like.
Yeah, Ezratali said that some of her crew is like being held there, and she wants to rescue them.
Oh, I thought it was like a prisoner place. Like it was like only for prisoners.
No, it is a prison like a prison complex planet, but there are guards and stuff. It's not just like a dumping ground.
It's not like Space Australia or something. Yeah.
It's Space Australia.
Space Australia.
All right.
G'day,
So-
mate. Welcome to the nuclear winter.
Oh no.
So, with all our options laid out before us, what are people feeling?
I don't know. There's something inside of me that feels like we gotta go to Bezel 6. I need a haircut. I need a haircut. I want some drinks.
You can definitely get a haircut here and drinks also on the promenade. There are places.
But
The voice of reason comes
The voice
from-
of it's class. It's like just
I want
The luxury
he
elf.
he's our luxury boy.
That's fair.
Groggy
Now-
the treat boy.
The thing that jumps out to me, we'll get to that stage, but what jumps out to me is you were used to nice things in Unico, but now you're stowing away on the half-fixed spaceship, so you might not be able to afford that life that you had before.
Yeah, bezel haircuts are expensive.
So we should probably build up to that.
I've plotted an optimal route through this in my head. So you see,
Dave's gonna speed run our campaign. All right.
Here we go.
so either we try and use Groggo's connection to start there and build our way up, because I think we probably want to look at seeing Zazaket last.
Apparently
Because
she's a nasty piece of work.
exactly, we're going to have to earn favor with the others to get a meeting. The top of the pyramid, perhaps?
Yeah, I believe someone referred to her as Queen Bitch of the Space Station. Yeah.
Exactly.
She's top of the food chain.
So either we use, like I say, the angle with Gorgo's mother, or we go for Tag and Tombo stuff, probably station side first, and then make our way onto the luxury planet, and absolutely stay there for only the amount of time required to go and get the amulet back. But then come back, I guess, whatever.
These all sound like good options.
I just want my hair cut. And I have money.
You do?
You
Where?
Do I?
No.
I swore I did.
No, you don't.
Sorry,
You-
I used to have money.
So I think we should start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start.
It is.
Those two choices. It sounds like maybe Grogo, if you don't want to be speaking to your mother.
I mean, I can speak to her. I've been working on building a rapport with her.
Yeah.
And since Grogo is currently a little bit too tongue-tied to try, I'm more than
can't
happy to tank that conversation.
Yeah.
But you do realize that there might come a point where whether you're ready to or not, she's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
She seems like a really smart
She
woman.
didn't appear to have any recognition of Grogo at all. Even
Oh, no.
I know
But
that
like,
Grogo was in disguise, but I want to point out that she didn't even give him a second look.
fair
She
enough.
couldn't even smell me.
Is she
Correct.
supposed to be able to smell you?
Are humans known for their olfactory expertise? Is that a thing?
I mean,
Plop
I know
family
nothing.
odor that they're so famous for.
I know nothing about humans other than what I've learned from the few I've met on Vade. So I couldn't tell you. But I think, yeah, working that angle sounds like a good idea. Start
Feels
there.
good. Feels
Okay,
good.
so yeah, you've got two options. One is talk to Ezra, the other is talk to Tanger Tombo, right? Like those are your kind of like two vibes because you've decided that Zazakel's off the table until later, which
Mhm.
I understand, but how true it is, I'm not gonna say. You know what I mean? Like it's
totally.
kind of up to you.
She might be down to earth and approachable and
She
just a
could
little
be.
friendly,
could.
surprisingly
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dathomiri and Witch Queens are known for being friendly and approachable, generally.
Yeah,
All right.
like since we found out it was Dathomir, Omni is frightened.
Yeah,
So that's why we're going there last.
Okay.
I've tried to make a case for the others being more reasonable.
So,
but yeah, no, that's terrifying.
you know that Ezra hangs out at Balloon's Alcohol Exchange, like with her gang when they have a successful heist. You know, whether she'll still be there since you like went there, who knows, right?
Yeah, I think that since she did just see us, perhaps we go and meet your boss, Omni.
Oh, do you want to meet Tanger? Okay.
Yeah, but someone's getting my helmet back.
Okay.
Smash cut to Bo Usock getting delivered your helmet and selling it to some random
Selling it, yeah.
like
absolutely.
random pirate being like, yeah, premium antique imperial helmet. Just, there you go. Yeah. And then smash cut back to the pod where you're all sitting. Yeah. Somebody's getting my helmet being sold. Yeah.
All right. Tangatombo, let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Tanger Tombo. So, you how are you going to go about figuring out where Tanger Tombo is at?
We can just ask people.
You gonna ask people? All right, cool. I just wanted to provide that. So you head back down from the pod. You get like scaffolded back down once you're done with your little meeting, and I guess you go up to Trajik, as he was named by chat.
Tragic backstory.
Yes, Trajik Backstory. Our leader of the pods. Who's basically asleep at his desk, and you give him a poke, and he wakes up Omni, and he's like, "What? Huh? What? What? What do you want?"
So, oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
No.
No.
You're the newest. You get to say stuff.
I was gonna say we're looking for someone.
Yeah, do you know who? Because I know a lot of people.
Tangatombo.
Oh, that's just gonna let y'all chime in.
No, Zyle whispers that to Grago.
Oh. We're looking for zombie.
Zombie.
Tangatombo.
Tenga zombie.
Tanger Tombo?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me think. You know what? If I know him, he's probably at the gallery. You know, doing some shooting. If you make your way down there, you probably run into him, or at least some of his folks.
All right.
How locked in were we to not going to the one who's just at the bar, not at the shooting range? No, we've made our decision. Okay, great. That's fine.
All right, so
Where's the nearest bar? Can I ask that?
the nearest bar? I mean, it's Balloons. You just got to go down, you like
Thank
All right, so the four of you
Yeah, so we'll all go to this shooting range
I imagine
where
you're
Yes.
I imagine you're headed
Combo is hanging out.
headed to the gallery. Yep. So you make your way like following some signs down towards like what looks like a big like Moncal Cruiser hangar basically, and it is like this big sort of like shooting range gallery that has been set up. There's a bunch of targets like on the far end of the hangar, like shorter or closer, like at preference. Some moving, some holographic, some made of what looks like paper. It's like a very
Is it all just
wildly
shooting, or is there
distributed.
like an area that like maybe has like some mats or something like that that can be used for like other types of sparring, or is it just shooting?
The gallery in particular is like a shooting place, but it's clear that like some of the shooting that's going on is people shooting at other people, like settling
Laser tag.
like settling disputes in a non-lethal fashion, or whatever. Like there's a little bit of that kind of going on. It's like it's like a little bit of a training area. And there's this very aged fellow who's like walking around sort of watching everybody, and he has this kind of like warrior monk vibe, and you can see like it's like quite a large space. And somebody comes up to you guys and says like sorry, did you? It's a Twi'lek guy, and he says like, sorry, did you rent some space in the gallery? Did you want an alley?
We're actually here looking for someone.
Yeah, who's that?
You want to try again, Grogu? Tangatombo.
The Twilight guy looks at Grogo like, what the fuck? and then looks back over at Sile and goes like, oh yeah, Tanger Tombo, yeah, he's here. And he just like points, sort of like diagonally down in a direction towards the like hangar platform, where there is indeed the silhouette of a Moncal like shooting at some targets. You can't really see much details, but it's clear he has like a blue coloration, as you're like getting closer.
Different pod.
Xyle is going to kind of tuck themselves behind Omni and Mabel specifically because they've been with these people long enough to know that even though Omni is not a great talker, they are probably the best person to approach someone like Tanger Tombo, but also Mabel's really good at talking to people and has like a great bedside manner. So yeah, Xyle kind of just tucks themselves behind those two as they're walking out.
As you get closer to Tanger Tombo's like shooting range, you can see this Moncal. He's dressed in like what could only be described as like a fancy version of a scoundrel's duster. He has like this sort of like brown duster that's clearly like really well tailored to him. And he's got like a white or like cream sort of like shirt on underneath. It's clearly got like a pirate sort of neckline, like in a traditional sense. And he's wearing these like very nice pants and boots combo that's like, he's just like very well put together, very fancy looking guy. And he does have a bunch of like pins on the side of his duster, like a bunch of badges almost, it looks like, or like
rank insignias, or
almost
something?
like rank insignias, but like or like medals almost.
Okay.
And one of them is like a piece of the amulet with like the backing of like a pin, attached to it, so you can like pin it to his coat. And he's currently in the middle of firing down the sort of like shooting range, and every couple of shots he like spins the gun or like does some fancy like little trick or whatever. He's doing like little
he's one of those kind of guys.
Little suave pistol tricks as he like shoots down the range.
So we kind of approach, from the safe side, the
Yeah.
non-shooting
The
side.
non-gun side, yeah.
Just walking
and
down a bowling alley from the pins. It's like,
Mabel like waits until he's, doing like a spin or whatever. He's in between like firing this thing.
Sure, he stops to reload for a second or something.
Yeah, to just like get his attention and say, I guess Mr. Tombo, I guess she would say.
Mr.
Like she doesn't know like the
Yeah.
right honorific.
So he
Or captain. She calls him captain, I think.
Yeah, he
Seems
like
safe.
he can tell you're talking to him because you're close enough and like clearly
Mhm.
like you're directing it at him, and he sets his gun down on the like range table, and turns around and says like, "I'm sorry, have we met before?"
No, we haven't had the honor or the privilege quite yet, but
It's not often in this place I have a long drawn out conversation with a droid such as yourself, so that that's good. I was really hoping we hadn't met before. Tanger Tombo, and you are?
you can call me Mabel, and these are my compatriots, Omni, Grago, and Zyle, and she kind of indicates everyone.
Grago, Zyle. Gotcha. What is it?
hey, is that a M87 with an extended
Roll mechanics.
Plasma
Roll,
bag?
roll mechanics for me. I want to know if you got it right. Hang on. I'm gonna set the dice pool. Okay, you're good.
This is how you make friends. Damn it.
So he goes. You're like, is that an M8 with an extended sight? Whatever like jargon you're saying. He picks it up and he goes like, "Good eye, but you missed the file down triggering mechanism. That is a very key point for precision shooting, my friend. Very key. Good eye, though. Almost got it." And he like sets it back down after he like spins it in his hand a little bit.
Yes, well, my friend's enthusiasm for blasters aside, we were hoping to speak with you, being new as we are to the sector. We'd like to find our place to fit in here.
And you thought old Tanger Tombo would be the way to go. That is a smart choice given the volatility of the current environment.
Yeah, just so. And she's being very obsequious and like pandering to him because he's giving off this impression, at least to me, of being
he has sort of
kind
like
of full of himself.
He has a very confident air, like he thinks he's really cool, obviously.
with
but,
his cool coat and his cool gun and everything.
But he also has like, it's clear that he has some measure of respect from the people around him. There are a couple of people who like you could think were his like some of his crew or like whatever, to the degree where like he thinks he's cool, but maybe he actually is. Like.
Yeah, I'm imagining there are a lot of people watching us, but they're well trained enough not to like put a hand on a blaster until he like does.
Oh
just the
sure,
hand
like
gesture.
he is very self assured in this conversation. He's got the vibe that he knows what's up for sure. He says like, so you're looking for situating yourselves. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, where we might be able to make ourselves useful, earn some credits, and find a niche.
Well, I do have a task that needs some doing around here. Had a package that was supposed to make its way to me here in the gallery. I've been here, and he takes out like, it looks like a pocket watch, you know what I mean? Like an actual like wind up watch, not like a digital thing or a data pad or whatever. And he like flips it open. He says, he's like, about an hour or two long now waiting. And I was hoping that would be delivered. So my courier must have got lost along the way. And by lost, I mean, as is so often the case around here. If you could seek them out and recover my delivery, I'd be inclined to show you a little more favor.
So Mabel pulls out her data pad, which like it just like sockets in kind of under her arm or whatever. She pulls it out and she says, "Well, I have here our credentials and some references." She basically like has like a CV ready, and she's, "You can review this while we go and deal with this problem for you, but I assure you that you will find that we are quite skilled and capable, It can offer a great deal to your organization. And
He
so,
like reaches to take
Yeah,
the
she,
data
like, hands
pad
it
from
over.
you and scrolls through and goes like,
What have you written on?
scrolls through and goes like, excellent. I see there's not a whole lot about this one. Like points to Grocco, like clearly Mabel hasn't written up a document.
I'm like sitting there and sweaty because I'm always sweaty. Like sweaty is like my baseline. And I'm like, I can go and look. I can look around in the building, the structure. I can investigate that. I'm really fast. I'm also like a track star. She's a runner. She's a runner. They're a track star.
And Tanger like sort of leans in a little bit with like a, you know, like almost like a talking to a teenage employee or like whatever posture, you know, and says like, well, I'm glad to hear that you're eager to perform and I'm looking forward to seeing results, and like takes the data pad, tucks it away for like future reading, Mabel. As if he's like claimed your data pad, you know.
Yeah, well, she's gonna come get it back, but
And he says, they were coming through the gallery, but I'm sure they decided to take a shortcut. I would check outside the trash compactor fighting pits. It's been a little bit of Cran related gang activity there. They don't respect everyone because they own so much of the property around here.
yeah, and so Mabel like kind of excuses herself and
I would like for them to respect at least my property, if you know what I mean. Whatever happens to anyone else, not really a problem.
Do you recognize the name Cran?
Cran,
not like a
Cran
phrase,
is
is
it
it?
sounds like a family name. You know, it sounds like a proper noun. You may have seen some posters while you were walking around. Omni or whoever wants to roll me a perception for like flashback related.
Hey.
yeah, if someone wants to roll to like have noticed this thing.
Dice pools.
I mean,
ready
I
for-
will.
Yeah,
I'm happy to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. It all seems like a likely.
Zio's sitting down right now, right?
Nay. No successes. It was a complete wash.
You kind of recognize, like, it's not a failure, it's just no successes, you know what I mean? So I'll
Yeah.
give you something. I don't know. I think the rule is that no successes is a failure, but I don't like that. So, you kind of recognize the name as being on, like, the posters for the trash compactor arena that you've seen around, like, run by someone Cran, you know, or, like, presented by something Cran, as, like, being part of it.
That name does ring a bell. Kind of. Yeah.
It's okay, out of game question, because this would be a really weird thing if I'm remembering this correctly.
Yes.
Is he a quest giver on SWOTOR?
No.
There's a guy who's on Drum and Cast. I remember.
I don't think so, anyway.
Let me look it up.
All
Sorry,
right.
That was just a really weird thing. I was like, I remember that NPC.
So you'd like us to try and reclaim your package and impress upon the people who took your package to leave your stuff alone.
Yeah, that'd be best. You know, I think that would be preferable. Try not to make too much of a mess. I mean, you know, I have a reputation to uphold around here of being the one who isn't murderous or a pirate queen. So, you know, just kind of keep my. You represent me, you know.
Strictly sports shooting.
Oh.
Well,
Eyebrows raised.
he shrugs and he's like, well, I mean, plenty of shooting to be done if you have to, but less mess is better.
We'll try and do our best to keep it nice and clean for you.
Great. Well, I'll give you back this data pad when you come back. I'm not planning to go anywhere.
What sort of thing are we looking for? I wouldn't dare ask what it is, but
Oh, of course. Apologies, I hadn't explained what it was. metal suitcase about yay big, data code lock on the top, and the Tanger Tombow insignia logo across the side, which is my bright and smiling face.
That seems legit.
Pirate
What's
influencer
inside?
Tanger Tombow.
It's like him doing this.
I can't ask.
Yeah.
I've taken those like pictures before. World's Funny has some.
When I lived, as a complete anecdote, when I lived in China, every selfie that a guy took was this, and every selfie that a girl took was this. All of them, every single one.
Sounds about right.
Anyway,
So yeah, like I guess we head out, head out of the shooting gallery in search of this metal case.
yeah.
Does that jive with everyone? Yeah.
Towards the trash compactor arena.
Trash compactor arena.
Just a question for you, Groggo.
Yeah.
Talking about trust, working together, and that sort of
Yes.
thing. As we get to a fighting arena, the pike, is that a skill set that you're
Yeah, I can fight.
fantastic?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to pound.
I mean, I was hoping that those guns weren't for just for decoration.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I don't trust this person though. But
I mean, it's pretty healthy not to ever trust anybody completely.
Trusting
Unless, you know,
smart,
they've earned it.
trusting smarmy pirate captains is always a hit or miss endeavor for sure.
all I know is that I want to get this over as fast as possible. I got some senses. I can run really fast. And I can climb. And no matter where everything is, I'll be able to find it. Just trust me on that. If you can.
Perfect opportunity for you to
Show us your skills.
Yeah. While we were talking to Tanger Tombow,
Yeah.
the insignias, were they actually like military ones?
They didn't look like legitimate sort of like military badges, or if they were probably taken from disparate military organizations. Like there's an imperial like insignia rank bar, the ones that they all have on like their lapels and stuff. But there was also like things that look like they're, like Republic Medal of Service or whatever, like along with it. So it's clearly just decoration. It's like a flair, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like, he doesn't hold a military rank, that's for sure. So,
I can't believe that you built a portfolio for us, Mabel. That's amazing. When did you have the time to do that?
That's really weird.
Mabel just replies, "Oh, I don't sleep."
Oh, right. Right. What did you put down?
Mabel just shrugs knowingly, like,
stuff.
Interesting.
I made sure you looked employable.
Oh, well, thank you. If I ever get like a legit job, you want to help me with my resume then too?
And Mabel kind of sighs, like, organic's always like, this has been her whole career. It's just like helping out, helping people look good, writing reports for them, all this kind of thing.
I hope that you at least get the impression from Zyle that they're asking because they admire you and not because they want to use you.
No. She doesn't take it the wrong way as such, but just...
Oh, Zyle, it's adorable you still think you're going to go back to a legitimate life after this.
never know.
No,
I
you're
understand
right.
what's happening to me as a character. So, yeah.
I mean, I drove into your backstory with a land speeder.
You
So
did.
I'd like to think I know a little bit.
Yeah.
So Mabel's gonna lead the way through the various like crowds and stuff because she knows that like
yeah,
people will
you
make
act
space
you act
for
as
her.
kind of a snowplow, like a people,
Yeah, exactly.
like a cattle catcher, but for crowds. Yeah.
And so she's like making her way towards where the fighting pits were kind of pointed out to us.
So you definitely like find it relatively easy. It's like a popular location. And there are a lot of people.
So.
There are a lot of people around, and there are kind of like ticket booths, and like various sort of like outside activities happening. People like selling stuff like very nearby, or like they look like almost like souvenirs or stuff like that. Like for your favorite fighter or your favorite like event or what have you. There's like sort of a sports jersey thing going on, like a little bit.
Please roll on the combat arena teams or persons table.
I don't have one of those.
What was the Discord even doing?
Well, to be fair, I'm improvising some of this, so they got to catch up.
Is it the kind of place that has security though? Like, are there people kind of controlling who gets to go in and
like,
out?
There are definitely people who like run the place, and they're wearing a lot of like sort of gray like clothing, like a shark skin gray almost, like sort of a vibe, like coats and gloves that match and stuff like that. But there are various disparate alien species. There are humans, there are Duros, there are Grand, there are Rhodians, there are just like whatever,
Totally. Okay.
And they're letting people in and like otherwise like keeping the crowds at bay, or just like organizing people a little. The trash compactor arena is it looks like mostly it's just an alleyway that leads deeper into the ship. There's no like building facade. It's kind of just like a bunch of sort of like ticket booth looking areas, and then just like a door, like a regular hallway door that leads somewhere,
And I assume we need tickets to go in, so Mabel will go to one of these kiosks and like.
Yeah, this haggard looking human lady with like a buzz cut is at the booth, and there is like glass between you. It looks like it's been dented or cracked various times. It's like a little worn. And she presses a speaker button. She's like, "How many?"
And Mabel holds up a hand, 4 fingers.
And she holds up like she flashes you like two 10s, like 20 credits or whatever.
Yeah, and she'll pay up
and
just to make this easy.
Slide it in there, slide it back. She gives you the tickets, and she goes like, "Go ahead, just down that way."
Who's fighting today?
Who's fighting today? So our 2 fighters today are Mr. Stabbington, and Rad Smasher.
Rad's Smasher.
Oh,
yeah.
What a name! Nice one.
Yeah.
And so Mabel just kind of nods and says, "Well, thank you," and like takes the tickets, gathers up her buddies, and we kind of
as I'm pulled along, I'm like, "What are we on?" Never mind.
Who's taking them? It's like 10 to 1. You hear someone yelling. It's like 10 to 1 odds on Mr. Stabbington. Like Rad Smasher is the fucking
the favorite.
The beast.
Yeah. When did you stop gambling?
Yeah.
When did I stop? When I ran out of credits.
So
they've been doing their best to sneak past me and make some plays.
While you're talking, you're making your way down the hallway that like leads deeper into the facility, quote unquote. And you can see that this hallway is like any club hallway you can ever think of. It's like metal corridor, but there's graffiti like all over the walls, and there's like posters of various like fighters or like events that have passed or are coming with like rip-off tickets, and it's like that kind of a vibe. It's like a grungy, like
there's
club.
ostensibly music, but all it is just a completely flat pounding bass.
Yeah, exactly. So you make your way in. You make your way into the trash compactor.
Right.
And
Grogo,
you emerge into a large place that looks like you've got like kind of a bar, almost like a club bar, above a large pit that has like the trash compactor like sort of. It's like you cut the roof off the trash compactor, and like the compactor is the arena.
So it still has the big like hydraulic press thing going on.
It has the hydraulic
cool.
presses, and you can see that it's been modified for other trap-related stuff that could happen. Like there's some grates on the floor that look like there are like jets
under. It's the Running Man.
There are jets under it, or like that the wall has like some spikes that could come out from somewhere. Or, like,
if
that kind of
if
stuff.
fights get too boring, it's just like
Yeah. Well, and that would be a way to do it, right? To have like the arena get smaller and smaller as the fight goes on.
And there are like a couple of doors on either side for like the fighters to emerge from, that kind of thing. And you can see there's like emergency ladders and stuff on the sides if they like need to get down there, but that's not the idea. But so nobody's fighting at the moment, so a lot of people are like mingling in the bar areas and so forth.
And so Mabel like has been kind of leading the way, and she just like pivots to turn and face everyone, and just says, "Right, so a silver case with Tombo's face on it."
Yeah.
And then she just like
this is you, all you.
Indicates the four corners of the room and like walks off.
All right. So Grago, like I'm standing here and I'm like, the case that we're looking for, I don't think it's going to be in plain sight. I don't think it's going to be out here.
Yeah.
But this is where it led us. But one thing I can say is back in Vode, I definitely seen Stabbington win a few.
He was under a different alias back then. He worked for Utico. He was like a Utico employee. He had like his real name, but you recognize him like milling in the crowd as like this guy that you know. Yeah.
Like his real name's Steve.
Yeah, his real name is like
Utico Steve.
Eugene Smith or something. And
Eugene Smith.
Yeah.
Came up with the coolest name he could think of, and it was Mr. Stabbington.
I recognize them. They're a great fighter. I feel like if worst comes to worst or best comes to best, we can look around here and see if we can find it.
Yeah. Do you want to roll a perception or something for me, Grago? Do you have a skill you want to roll for me?
Yeah. I'll let me see here. I was like thinking like negotiate perception. I'll just roll perception.
If you want to like talk to people, you could roll a social skill if you want, like to negotiate with like some of the like gang members or like the people running the pits or something. Or even with Mr. Stabbington if you want to have a scene with your boy,
I'm just gonna roll perception.
Okay.
Right now.
Hit it up.
I'll see that.
Oh, you don't need it.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah.
2 threats, so you take a strain. Because you're like, it's a stressful environment. But you see someone hand the case off, like the actual case you're looking for. You see someone hand it off to the guy behind the bar. And the guy behind the bar, or the person behind the bar, you can't tell if they're a guy or not, is a giant shark person. They look like like street shark style. Here, this is what they look like. This is Yari Kran. There you go.
Oh, with the jowls. That's sick as hell.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What a lad.
Wow.
So someone gives the case to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Cran. Yeah, we heard about. It's his pits.
Hers actually.
Yes.
Hers actually when it comes to Yari, but
You're right.
It's so Yari. It's the head of everything.
one of yes, the Cran family are clearly a family.
Man.
But Yari Cran is the one that you see behind the bar. This big shark lady.
She's so cool.
Beautiful. All right. Hey, everyone, look in this direction right now. Behind the bar. Does that work?
Okay, you point it out to your friends.
Yes, look, yes.
It's Yari
That's
Cran
the
for sure.
case. A case.
By the way, art by Butt Prints.
A case.
You're trying to get our attention specifically?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were trying to get everyone's attention or just ours. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounded like you
Oh,
were yelling.
yes. I'm sorry. I was yelling. I definitely was yelling. But
for the group, not for other
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. And the music is loud enough that like other people wouldn't necessarily notice, right? Is that the situation?
no,
we're
you're
like
good.
a
next
club?
to each other. I'm just
Cool.
like elbows nudging, like right
Hey.
there.
I'd love when we have enough credits to get like a group comms thing going on, but I get the feeling that's going to be real expensive.
All right.
Shouting will have to do
where-
for now.
So Groggo
Where do you see
points out that the case is handed off behind the bar, right?
Hey. Okay. Then we need to follow the person who has it now.
Should we just dive right in, or like we know that it's going that direction? Chase it.
Are you good at being sneaky?
Isn't it behind the bar? Nobody's taking it
Yeah.
away.
It looked
so
like
we gotta
it
go.
looked
there.
like Yari like tucked it behind the bar, like underneath where nobody'd be able to see it, but that it's like under the bar near Yari.
I think we're gonna have to sneak or distract her in order for somebody to get past her. If we
I'm
If
just
we get
gonna
to
run
the-
up there.
Okay, Groggo goes up there.
or we could do that.
Yari, as you approach the bar, Yari like
Circle around.
Yari leans.
I'm just gonna run up there right now.
All right, as you approach the bar, Yari leans over and like puts their big elbow on the bar and says like, "What can I get you?"
And I'm just like, I want the strongest drink you have in these pits. That's what I want.
All right.
And I like look back and kind of like wink.
So I'm gonna look at my table of drinks again. Though I don't know if I'm gonna roll for the strongest drink. He's gonna give you, or she's gonna give you. She's gonna turn around and she pours like some greenish brown like fruit juice. It looks like almost like with like clumps in it. Into a big like glass. And then takes another bottle that looks like it must be like motor oil or like really high proof like cleaning product or something, and like pours it in there, puts it down, and then turns back around to you and hands it across the bar and says, "One trash mash."
Takes a blaster, just shoots into the thing.
I look at it. I'm like,
It looks like trash compactor water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like gross, slimy sludge in a cup.
Yeah. I'm like, thank you. This is my favorite.
You
I
drink
like
it?
this. No, I just like, it's kind of like lick it a little.
Okay,
Not
you
lick
you just go for the
but, like,
you go for like the fake
put it
sip.
to my lip.
The like fake
Yeah.
sip. Okay.
And then
It actually
yeah.
tastes pretty good. Like
It does?
it actually tastes like kiwi almost. You know, it's got like a sort of like a little fruity taste. You don't even taste the high proof moonshine in it. You know.
yeah. I'm just like, I taste that. And I'm like, wow, this tastes too good. When you drink this whole cup, I'm gonna end up in somebody's bed.
That's the reason. That's the reason it's so dangerous. Tastes good, knock you out blind.
Yeah, and I wanted to fight. That's why I'm here.
Oh, you want to fight? I'll sign you
Yeah.
up. I'll sign you up if you want. Can't fight.
That's the play.
Can't fight today, but you know,
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we could put you on this schedule. I'm sure we can find
Alright,
somebody.
But if I drink this whole drink, I'm probably not gonna wake up tomorrow. Tastes too good.
Nah, you'll be
I
all right.
might not
You'll
be
all
on
right.
time.
I'll make sure we get you hair of the dog. You know, another one.
Hair of the
When you get
dog.
here.
Hair of the Rancor.
Yeah, you don't want the Rancor hair. We do have a couple of drinks with Rancor Rush in them, though. If that's your thing. Rancor Rushes are Red Bull.
If I survive this, I can take the rest.
All right, so Yari gets
I
out
start drinking.
Yari gets out a data pad and sets it on the table and scrolls through a contract with you while you're drinking. And if you're reading through it, it's clear that it's a liability waiver, basically. Basically, you can't make any trouble over the trash compactor arena if you die or are maimed in the arena, or if you don't get the proper payouts, or basically just the things that dangerous places make you swear not to sue them for.
If
Let me read through this. I want to read. I need time to read
And
through it.
Yari's distracted. Yari's looking at you and reading through this contract. And what are the rest of you doing?
One of us is small enough to possibly sneak behind that bar and maybe get away with picking up the.
You want to try and sneak it out, Zyle?
Well, I was actually going to ask Omni if they'd like to try.
All right.
Yes, I would love to. Thank
Love
you.
it. All right.
Because Omni is actually quite small.
I'm gonna give you a boost. I'm gonna give you a boost die because you're being Yari's distracted, signing up their new fighter to get beat up in the pits.
Can I give them a boost die for my, because I have the uncanny reactions thing? I can be basically on watch essentially.
I think that's only for you.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm trying to use my skill, give my skill to them, but more I want to be sort of on watch for them so that if anything starts to look like it's going off, I can kind of signal to them to
Sure. Yeah.
So.
All right. And because I have 2 greens and that's it, I'm going to use the force.
I sort of figured you might. Yeah. All right.
Force die.
Upgraded. Here we go.
All right, we're doing stealth.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Oh!
Easy. Every time.
So
Damn.
So you keep an eye out very close for what's going on. And you see that Yari is hyper distractive, leaning over the bar, not paying attention at all. And you slide around the edge of the bar, and nobody else seems to be watching because they assume Yari knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? Nobody's watching security for Yari. Yari is a huge lady who can take care of herself. You sneak your little Moncal hand around the bar and you grab the suitcase and you pull it out so quickly that it basically doesn't make a noise. You know what I mean? Along the ground.
I attach my hand suckers to it so there's less friction. I don't have to pick it up and bonk it into things.
Yeah, and for the triumph, I'm basically going to say, you managed to conceal it before anyone notices. So, you're not holding it, you know what I mean? In the open. You, tuck it away in a bag, or you cover it in, a sack or something.
I also steal, everything from the till.
You just...
That's the triumph.
If you want to, yeah.
No, I take a bottle of something nice.
Okay, yeah.
The moment that Zyle clocks Omni's got the thing, they're going to wander over to where Groggo's sitting and kind of lean up against the bar and go, I knew I'd find you here.
You did?
Yeah. You've got to be careful with this one. He always bites off a bit more than he can chew with his drinks. Can't really hold his liquor.
Groggo, have you signed any of the paperwork yet? I just want to make sure.
No,
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just doing this back and forth on the pad, looking like I'm reading.
Yari turns to Zyle and is not that I don't appreciate it, but if you could butt out for just a sec. I'm kind of busy here.
I was about to tell Groggo that we should probably get going. You really want to fight here?
it's not even about the fighting. So like I push the pad back and I look straight at Yari.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you single?
Yari gives you like a big sharky jowly smile and says, married to the work.
So that's too much for me. And then like I go over and I look at Zyle, I turn, I'm like, hey, let's go check out some games.
So you like walk away from the
and
bar.
then in the process I knock over my drink.
Oh no. No.
Is this becoming a character trait?
The trash
Can I do
mash.
that? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
No, I've just
and
noticed
then-
Drago likes to knock over his drinks.
I think Grogo almost knocks over the drink, but Yari actually catches it, like before it falls and like pulls it
Good at
back
what she
over.
does.
Yeah.
And I stumble away, I think.
Yep.
With
Sounds
Zyle.
good. Yep.
Giles kind of looking over their shoulder at really apologetically, like,
Omni, by the way, the bottle that you picked out looks like it's a cryogenic tube, basically. And on the side of it, it says cryo sleep.
Oh, I'm gonna drink that.
Yeah,
you ought to get out of here first.
It is a clear fruit liqueur and punch served frozen with a special de-thawing straw. So there's like a straw on the side of it that you like take out, and when you put it in, it heats up and like de-thaws all of the.
That's fucking cool.
That's from the Random Cocktails by Bud Prince again, by the way.
Meet back up.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, so you got the case, and you're getting the hell out of there.
So when's
Style grabs Mabel on the way out. It's like, we got it. Let's go.
So
yeah, what's Mabel been doing this whole time?
there was this thing where we were asked not only to retrieve the case, but also to send a message to whoever had taken it, right?
Yeah.
So, and we don't know where the messenger got to.
Nope.
For that matter, either. I don't know if I'm necessarily the one to do it, but I'm kind of stuck on that.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Do your thing.
You're the one who remembered, so you do it.
So I think actually, yeah, once the other three have taken the thing and left.
Yeah, like you stay behind a little bit.
Mabel will go up to the bar.
Yeah.
Since she was like watching the whole kind of plan carry out. And so she comes up to the bar and like taps the counter.
Yeah,
a bit.
Yari turns over to where you're at and goes like, yeah.
I'm here to deliver a message on behalf of my employer.
Okay.
The message is very simple. It's do not fuck with us. And then she like points at the bar and just says like, that case you took, you'll notice it's gone.
And like Yari like looks down and goes like, so it is.
And none of his things will come into your possession in that same way again. Or next time, it will be people that disappear, not the material.
Do you want to roll something like an intimidator?
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
What do you mean you don't think you're the person to do this? What the fuck? You are 100% the right person to do this.
Worse.
Coerce.
So yeah, can I roll like deception or something here?
Are you like? I guess you're lying because you're not really like gonna necessarily work with Tanger, right? Like it's all bluster, right? Okay,
like,
yeah.
Mabel is not a cold-blooded killer.
I'll give it to you. Like it's not a straight coercion. Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you want to use deception, you can.
Okay. And we don't have any force points or anything available,
You
right?
do not.
This is just
Sorry, I just took it.
No, it's okay. That's the the
That's-
riskier and more important part.
That's the fun. Yeah. Ooh,
so I fail.
Not great. So Yari sort of like leans across the bar a little bit, and like the bar creaks because they're like this huge shark lady.
Yep.
He's big.
And she says, you can go back and tell Tombo, suck it.
Yeah, and Mabel kind of like nods and just like backs away slowly from the bar.
Yeah, there's like this thing where it's like she leans across the bar and the body language of like 3 or 4 people around you like changes, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I assume I'm not going to get out of here in one piece unless I like run for it. Elf.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you have to leave her right now. You know what I mean? Like she's told you go tell Tombo like fuck you basically, but like if you don't leave immediately, you probably won't leave. Yeah. So I guess you sort of beat a hasty retreat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to push my luck.
Hey, if you want to try again, you're welcome to, but yeah.
No, Mabel will just kind of like, like hands where they can see them, like nod and just like quickly turn and
it's one of those like one of those like I have misjudged this situation, like backouts. Yeah.
You don't want to sell me death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
What if, like, at the end, it's like, was that a medical droid?
Yeah. So the 4 of you meet up back outside the trash compactor arena.
Probably well a ways off.
Yeah, so sure. You know, like down the street a little bit, so to speak. And that's where we're gonna end the episode for today.
Yeah. No one saw me fuck up, so I can maintain my pride.
On forever. I could literally go on forever. I was so into it.
I'm so glad you're enjoying it, Quinn. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. The Trash Compactor Arena is a labor of love from the Discord. I definitely improvised a lot of it, but like the base idea is very different.
I was so surprised you didn't decide to fight. I thought that was where the story was going.
I mean, maybe you can come back and
we can always come back.
You could make
some
bank, fighting in the Trash Compactor Arena if you were winning.
I got 1,000 credits.
I have this sword that I haven't had the chance to use yet.
I didn't even get to introduce you to Rad Smasher. But anyway, let's do some shout outs, friends. Quinn, why don't you start us off? Tell us where we can find you and what you do and so forth.
Yeah, I'm Control Quin. I'm Control Quin on Twitter and on Twitch and on Instagram, even though people don't use Instagram anymore. My pronouns are they, them. And Monday, I'm going to be front page of Twitch playing some Fortnite. I play some competitive Fortnite. I also play competitive Overwatch. So I'm very excited about that for Monday. And that will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, I'm Control Quin on everything.
Nice.
Control Alt Delete, but Quin.
Delete
with Quin. It's really easy.
Yeah. Awesome. Zyle, I'm sorry, Aki, why don't you go next?
Hi, everybody. I am Aki. You can find me on Twitter at MixGenie in a Bottle. That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. My entire streaming schedule can be found on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HidariAki. That's SHIIDAREAKI. What am I up to? So tomorrow at 11:30, you can catch the pre-recorded episode of the very first installment of Colonial Marines. That's the Alien RPG from Free League Press that's being GM'd by our friend from Free League Press, Matthew. That's going to be with myself, Critical Bard, Sam DeLev, Eric Campbell, and Eddie Doty. It's a 3-parter, so every Saturday for the next 3 weeks, you can catch that over on Q Times. Sunday, you can catch me over at Saving Throw Show at 4 p.m. PT playing New Pantheon, which is powered by Overarms, the anime RPG. And then, of course, on Mondays, you can see me here playing D&D with the Chaos Initiative over on D&D Twitch at 1 p.m. PT. We're doing Candlekeep Mysteries right now. We're going to have our very last installment of Distracted Elf's Adventure, The Scrivener's Tale. See if I can get uncursed. I am so cursed. Wow, am I cursed? So cursed. And then, of course, right after that, you can find me at Q Times at 6:30 p.m. PT playing Star Trek RPG Clear Skies with the Streampunks. Tuesdays at 3 p.m. you can find me over on Indiecade Twitch playing RP Game Changers, where we have the game developers of indie TTRPGs come in and run those games for us, and then we do like a Q&A talk back with them. I won't be in the next week we don't have an episode. We're taking a break. It's the week after that, and I won't be in that one because I'm going on vacation. And then Wednesday, you can catch the penultimate episode of season 2 of All Games No Masters. We're going to be playing the final part of Goblin Quest. That's at 7 p.m. PT over on Saving Throw Show. And that's my week. That's all. That's all they wrote.
Hell yeah. Andrew, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at CommutingCrow. I do this show on Fridays, and that's about it lately. I don't have a lot going on. So follow me on Twitter if you're interested in what I have to say.
Andrew is a lovely person, and you should follow them on Twitter. Dave.
Hello. What's up? Thank you so much for watching. And big super thank yous to the Discord, as always, for coming up with this. I didn't think we needed a drinks list, but now it's been used like
it's
twice
so good,
in
right?
one session.
It's so
good.
Technically 3 times because the Trash Mash is number 99 as well.
Oh, fantastic. If you'd like to follow me, I'm on Twitter at Dave_the_human. And no, I don't want to announce anything.
Okay. All right, no announcements from Dave. Follow Dave.
It's like doing a project, but then if you say that it's going to be at a certain time, then you got to do it.
It's true.
Yeah, about
that's
that.
Correct. Yeah. Dedicating to things, definitely a thing. All right, my turn. Hello, friends. I'm DistractedElf. You can follow me right here at twitch.tv/DistractedElf, or you can follow me on Twitter at DistractedElf. We're going to be doing the GM stream, obviously, for next week's show. Quin's going to join me on Thursday next week, and we're going to talk about the setting and just generally get Quin more out-of-game oriented in the zone, which will be really fun. That's at 1 p.m. PST on my channel here on Thursday. And then on this show again next week at the same time. And I'm in D&D as well, that Aki mentioned and everything. That's just a lot of announcements, and a lot of them are overlapping. I'm not going to bother to go over them again. Follow me on Twitter if you want to know about it. And of course, Roll20. If you also wish to create a fighting arena, Roll20 is a great place to do so. You can sign up for free at roll20.net. And right now, dynamic lighting is free for all users. So get on there, make some dungeons or some mazes or stuff, and block some sight lines and lead your hapless adventurers through some, dangerous terrain. Add some traps in there. It's all good, Roll20.net. Sign up for free today. Thank you to our dear moderators and to our community in general. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one, friends. Bye.